Hello everyone, welcome back to Cursethedawn Late Night Gaming here in Area 18 in my hangar. What I thought would be fun to do tonight is take a look at the Shiv versus the Black. They are kind of the same platform, kind of not, but when you look at them separately, it's a little hard to see what the differences are. And I thought, well, I'll try to get them together and we can take a look at them that way. So here they are. We have the Black on my left, your right, and the Shiv, Grey Market Shiv on the other side. So here we are getting a better view, more aerial view of the two ships. You can see that the Black is a lot cleaner than you expect. Prior to the Grey Market Shiv, I saw the Drake ships, and I saw it happily. I saw them as the kind of the space dumpsters. You know, they were kind of the junk ships that kind of did the hard jobs and were repaired with dental floss and twist ties. But now I see the Grey Market Shiv, and I'm like, Drake is obviously a step up. So if we look here, you can see that the Black has much more streamlined lines and less junk hanging out. In terms of firepower between the two of them, the Shiv is much more apt. I mean, so the primary weapons are 2 size 3 laser repeaters on the Black. The Black also has the remote turret with 2 size 2s. And then missile capacity is like 4 size 2 missiles and 8 size 1 missiles. It has some sustained fire. It's good for dogfights, but it's kind of got a combat role considered like bounty hunting and cargo. But, you know, I used it for bounty hunting in the last video, and it was a struggle. I mean, I had those weapons which I had added on, the NDBs, which helped a lot. You know, I lost those in the update. But if we quickly walk around here, you can see it's more cargo focused. I believe it has 48 SCU. And I think the Shiv is 32 or 30. So you're losing cargo space with the Shiv. There is hints of that kind of look the Shiv has right here. Up on the front there. It's very abrupt. But yeah. The weapons aren't huge. But it's very capable. I mean, I would call the Black my daily driver. Until I met the Shiv. This has engines that are supposedly from, like the ones, these here are supposedly from the Valkyrie, and then these here are supposedly from a Freelancer, I believe. Okay, so it looks like those are 4 size 3s on the top there, and then 2 size 4s on the sides. There's kind of an implied armor. You can see here on the Black we've got glass, and here on the Shiv we have armor plates. And then of course there's kind of this like skeleton around the outside. I don't know exactly what the point of that is, if it's supposed to be like on a 4x4 where you kind of create a roll cage sometimes around the body to protect it. This paint is the Nightmare paint. It has like an implied skull on the top. But I really love the rust. I wish it had more rust. dripping off of it. And of course the black has these, I don't know what you call them, extensions on the side where the Shiv does not. The biggest difference is no VTOL mode. These do not turn compared to the VTOL on the Black's engines. And then the interior is a lot different. So let's start with the Black over here. So in the Black, we've got a set of seats, 3 on each side. You can set people in. If you wanted to do a dropship kind of thing, you've also got these side doors to jump out of if needed. So there's a lot more accessibility from the sides because this is essentially, I mean, it's a medium fighter, but it's also a cargo ship, so needs to have places to get the cargo in and out. And then keep an eye on this drawer. See how this door is a simple pressure door? That's going to change over there in the Shiv. And then we have the top turret. Two beds, weapons rack, and then the standard pilot and co-pilot. Seats. And then 1,500K storage. But this space here gives it a lot more accessibility to loading cargo, and it also gives it a lot more space for cargo. Ask me what that is. I don't know. Huh. The Black also features the tractor beam up here, which if you get into the co-pilot seat, that's what you're controlling. You don't control a turret that way. You got to get into the turret seat for the turret. The Shiv, on the other hand, is much more slapdashed. A lot more hanging cables and stuff. No seats. The seats are gone. No tractor beam for loading things. No side doors for loading things. Disheveled panels and a smaller SCU. It can hold 32 back here. And then remember I said to keep an eye on the door. Well, here's the difference. Instead of that nice clean, because the doesn't have this extended area, it's just kind of stuffed in here with these mats on the floor, and then this kind of like airlock walkway sort of. Here you get the similar beds, and I love how the one's messed up, the other's not. And less SCU. Or excuse me, the storage SCU is 750K, so it's less. But it has, I heard these are from a Crusader ship. They kind of look like they are. I wonder why they did that. Is it just to say we did something different here? Because if they're keeping primarily the entire cabin of the Black here, why not just leave that too? But then up here you have the pilot co-pilot seat, except for the co-pilot seat in this case goes instead of to the tractor beam, it goes to the gun. And that's why it's listed as a gunner seat instead of a co-pilot seat.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are on.
And then here we are in the turret. This is a ballistic turret. I am wrong. Good. I'm glad I'm wrong because I prefer laser repeaters. So these are size 3, 4 size 3s. Nope, they don't let you shoot the ship. And then for the normal turret spot on the Black, I'm sure everyone's heard they've turned it into a toilet with buckets, which you can actually sit on. Brings new meaning to bucket list, I guess. But yeah, bucket for washing up and bucket for dirtying down. I don't believe the Black has a door on the... So I have to say, between the two of them, I absolutely love the Shiv. I have been dailying it since I got it. And because as much as I love the Drake ships for being space dumpsters, the Shiv is a space dumpster. It is just the epitome of space dumpster. Yeah, there's no door here. And the Shiv makes the Drake ships look like luxury vehicles.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
There is so much blocking your view here too. Like, I can't look over there at all. So 48 SCU versus 32 SCU. Arguably more firepower versus... I would say the Black is more tanky. I've heard everyone say that the Shiv is a glass cannon that hits hard and gets away, and kind of doing some online research, it seemed to imply that. Considered it a lower profile, almost stealthier ship. But honestly, the thing that sells me on it is its speed and its junkiness. Let's go out and explore the junkiness of this. The Shiv also has these manual-looking levers. To open things and close things, which is really awesome. They had them on the Corsair as well for like the lift. But I would love to see more Drake ships have this stuff, even though this isn't a Drake ship. And that's something that's going to be kind of divisive about the Grey's Market. Since it's an amalgamation of different ships, I like this because it's based on a Drake ship. If they do a mix-up, say MSR and something RSI, would I be as into it? Probably not. Unless it's junky. If it's junky, then maybe I will be. Alright, as I mentioned, this is the Nightmare paint because it's supposed to look like a skull. I suppose it's supposed to look like a Vandul skull, maybe? I don't know. So when you start it up, it's a neat sound. I wish there was a visual to go along with it. You know what I mean? So if we shut it off again, you can kind of hear like a wind up, and you'd expect to see these like burst right now, and you don't. You don't see that. So it's kind of a bummer. Let's take it out. I mean, from this seat, it's a black. For the most part, it's a black. It's just way faster.
Landing gear up.
But listen to the panels and the rattling that happens. You can hear panels rattling and the sound of the engines. Hear all that noise? That, my friends, is the sound of junk. Flying junk. Hear all that noise? And then when you land it,
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
it's just a piece of garbage, and I love it.
Launch complete.
It's just junk. Look how fast it goes. And I can appreciate morphologists videos, I guess. He talks about how he's from an architect background and likes looking at the ships from an architectural point of view. And I can respect that and everything, but he said he called this thing a piece of garbage or a piece of junk, and I was just like, ah, morphologist hates it. That makes me love it even more.
Drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
What's happening here? I didn't get a notification that there's an enemy nearby. I'm gonna run over to a planet. I need some food. I don't have any, so let's go see if we can raid a chest or something. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the Paladin. My brother and I had a problem with the Paladin. He got in the co-pilot seat before I got into the pilot seat. And so it thought he was the pilot. It gave him control to turn the ship on and off. Then when we went to fly it around, it was also confused. And then we got into the hangar. And when I flew my ship into the hangar, it thought he was the pilot, and it kicked us all out. And he hasn't been able to get into the game since. He gets the infinite load screen.
Shield system online.
Some of that rattling.
Engines offline.
Stolz here. Heard you're running this down for us. Appreciate it.
Engines online.
Okay, while we're out here in Lyria, let's go take this out for a headhunter mission. I do believe this is a ground mission, but still.
Drive is now off.
So we have a locate the missing person mission, which is going to, of course, be
Online.
locate the dead guy and pick up his data pad. All right, everyone. So thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm not going to show any of that mission because it turned out that the data pad wasn't there. So basically the mission was bugged. So you couldn't find the data pad, so there was no completing the mission. Anyway, thanks so much. What do you think of the Shiv? I think it's pretty awesome. To me, this is like gonna be probably my daily driver now. It's got plenty of cargo space for a daily driver. and it's got a lot of firepower for a daily driver, and it's considered a heavy fighter right now, at least until it gets nerfed someday. But for right now, it's pretty cool, and I really like it. It's like I said, it's a flying space dumpster. It's got the cool green lights, and they're green when you're out there. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me. See you next time. If you're interested, on the second channel, I've been playing Surround Dead. It's actually been getting pretty good response. It's kind of a survival zombie game, kind of. So feel free to jump over there and check that out if you're interested. It's in the channel description. And of course, I try to post a video every Friday. So we'll see you next Friday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Green lights. If you see Captain Curse in the verse, say hi to me. Okay, bye-bye.